Hello everybody, this is Jake and welcome back to another exciting episode of creating a web server using Python. In the last episode we created this login page. This wasn't the most exciting thing to do, but it's kind of necessary in order to keep people out. So in this episode we're going to do something really cool. We're going to create a music page. This music page will allow us to play any music that we make available to the web server. All you have to do is click on them and they'll just start playing right in your browser.
Monkey, get up, get caught.
Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I just reset to what we had at episode 3. So as you can see, the music thing's gone, so we're starting from what we had last time. The first thing we're going to do is go and take a look at our directory structure. You'll notice that we've got a new folder here called static. I didn't mention this last time, but I added this to hold our style sheet. Static, the folder is automatically picked up by Flask, and if a file can be made available directly for download, it goes in static. So anything that's not a template, not a Python file, is going to go in static. So in here we're going to create a new folder called music, and this is where our music files are going to go. I'm going to go ahead and seed those with a couple songs. And one additional thing we're going to need this time around is jQuery. We're going to use jQuery to change the current track. So you can download this from the jQuery website and just drop it in the static folder there. And I have the min version. You can get the normal version if you want to read the source. Okay, so one last thing. We need a new page, so let's go ahead and we'll copy remote and we'll call it music. So now we've got a new music page. I'm going to open that up. Now let's take a look at that. Okay, so first things first, let's change this to say music, and we're going to remove everything down to the get flashed messages. Okay, now let's go back to our Python file. We're going to need to add a new URL rule. The path we're going to use is music. We're going to call our view music as soon as we create it, and we'll name it music. And we won't need a post, at least not at this time, so we're going to take that away. Okay, that looks good. Now let's create a new view called music. And login is required for this so that just anyone can't come along and download our music. And we're going to give it that template, music.html. Alright, so let's see what that did. Let's open up our browser and refresh. We're missing something important. We need to be able to get to the page. So let's go back to our directory structure and grab base. And now we need to add an additional line that takes us to the music page. Oh, let's also, while we're in here, add the jQuery line. And just so I don't typo it, to copy that, paste here. Oops. Is that right? Looks right. Okay, so what this line does is it basically just says create a script here, but use this as a source so we don't have to paste the whole file in here. This is completely normal JavaScript stuff if you're not familiar with it. Now let's go take a look at our page. Refresh. Okay, we have a music page now. We click it. Okay, it's just a blank page. That's good. Let's also view source so we can see we have our jQuery here. If we click it, we can tell if we got the path right. Yep. Alright, everything looks good so far. Now let's go back to our music.html file and we're going to add the audio tag. We're going to give it controls. We're going to set it to autoplay. And just for testing purposes, let's go ahead and just add music. One of the files, I'm going to copy the name of the file again. Okay, so this audio tag is new to HTML5, so you need to be using an HTML5 browser. But if all goes well, you should be able to refresh and it just starts playing your song. So that's awesome. A little side note here, I think Flask has some issue in its development server, because I keep seeing this established connection was aborted by software. This is just because this is a development server. Once we get this thing running well, we're going to put this on Apache, so we probably won't see this error. I think it's just Flask related. If not, I'll talk about it again in a later episode. Okay, so the next thing we want to work on is getting all of our music files listed here so we can click on them, because otherwise there's no next button here. There's no supported multiple files in the audio tag, at least I don't think so. So we need a way to dynamically add this source line to the audio tag, and one way to do that is with jQuery. So that's kind of why we added jQuery this time around. So let's delete the source from there. And well, first things first, we need to list out all of our songs here. So we need to create song 1, song 2 right here, along with well, let's worry about that in a minute. But the question is, how do we get a listing of our songs here into this template? The way you do that is your view can supply parameters to your templates. So we know where our files are, so we can just list that directory. It's in static music. So this will get a listing of our songs, and we can just pass that listing down to our template. So now if we go to our template, we now have a variable here called songs that we can use. So then we can just create this loop. We're looping over each song, and then we can use the variable song, and that will fill out the song name. So if we go back and refresh, there we go, there's our song names. So since we disabled the source, this doesn't work anymore, so we need to dynamically add that back. And the way we do that is we're going to create a link here. The link's going to go nowhere, so we're going to tell it JavaScript void, and on click we're going to play song, and we're going to pass it the template song, or the variable song. So this is kind of cool. We're invoking a JavaScript function which we haven't written yet, and we're passing it a parameter song, which are, well, we need single ticks around this as well. So when Flask comes through, when Jinja 2 comes through, it will turn this into the name, which will also be here, and then JavaScript, when you click that, will invoke that song. So that's pretty cool. It's like a combination of different scripting languages. So now let's go down here, and before our first end block, we're going to create a new script section. Oops. Why didn't that autocomplete? Oh, that's why, because there needs to be an R. I'm bad at typing right now. Okay, so we're going to create a function called play song, and it's going to take a variable song, And now this is where we're going to write some jQuery. So it's a little beyond the scope of this tutorial series to explain jQuery. But what this does is it searches out this very file for the audio tag. So that's this guy right here. So it'll find that. And I'm going to operate on it. I'm going to use the attribute method, which will allow me to add or change an attribute. So we're going to add or change the source attribute. And the value of that is going to be the path to the song that was passed in. So when the user comes in here and clicks on this, it'll invoke this play song, and it'll just play the song. It'll alter this audio tag and play it. So if we did that right, we should be able to refresh and click. I did not do it right. What didn't I do right? Audio source static music. Oh. There we go. Alright, we're good. So now you could potentially put all your music on here, and you could stream it from a different room. You could stream it while you're at work, so you don't have to carry your music around. So yeah, as you can see, we're kind of building this home entertainment center streaming internet thingy. So let me know what you guys think. If you're enjoying the series, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe or something. And if there's anything that you want to see out of our little home entertainment dealy, let me know. Put it in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. I'll see you guys later.